Bad boy, shiny toy with a price, you know that I've got it. Me, out the window, I was waiting for you to be waiting below. Those were the nights, those were the eyes, nothing kill me, make me want you more. No other vending machine, I'm not dying. See the blue chucks growing up in these trying times. We're not trying. So go ahead, right? The summer night. Always waiting for you just to come to the phone. Girls roll the eyes, angels roll their eyes. If I reach, you'll be the last to know.
Okay, let's get started. Hello, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this Decoded webinar for the TikTok Ad Awards 2023. My name's Rob. I lead the B2B marketing team here at TikTok. And in a second, I'm going to be introducing you to two wonderful hosts for this webinar. Over the next 30 minutes, you're going to get the full lowdown on the awards program this year, a walkthrough of each category, and probably most importantly to you as our valued advertisers watching from home or for the office, tips and guidance of how to enter your best TikTok campaigns this year. We're going to be looking to last year's shortlisted campaigns and winners to decode creativity and share what we and the jury loved about these campaigns. This is the second year of our TikTok Ad Award program, and we're excited to see the impactful and creative campaigns that land in this year's winners list and represent the UK in our EU Grand Prix later this year. Channel 4 took home the title last year, but who will win Greatest TikTok in 2023? So, one small piece of housekeeping before I hand over to our hosts. You can ask questions in the chat and we'll share the most popular ones along with our answers, but we do want to avoid Zoom distractions with questions. It is a real thing. So if we don't get round to your question, you can, of course, check our awards FAQ on our website or check in with our TikTok rep if you have one. So, shall we get started? Before I hand over to Lottie and Twee, let's take a watch of this quick video.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Lottie.
And I'm Tui.
I'm a B2B marketing executive here at TikTok, helping to shape our marketing activity across all of our marketing channels.
And I'm a creative consultant here at TikTok, working closely with brands to help them create effectively and efficiently for our platform. And today we are both really excited to take you through our TikTok Ad Awards 2023 webinar Decoded, where we are going to celebrate the best of the best on TikTok. So what do we have in store for you today? We will be covering our award categories that you can enter, what we are looking for in terms of criteria. We'll be highlighting our amazing entries from last year and talk through what they have done really well. And lastly, we'll also cover why and how you can take part this year as well. But before we start, let's kick off with a little quiz. So I want to know, what percentage of TikTok users do you think come to the platform to be entertained? And you should be seeing a little poll appearing on your screen right now with 3 options. So tell us, what do you think? Is it 84%, 74%, or 64%? We are going to give you a few seconds. So if you can just vote. I see a lot of answers coming in already. So I am going to reveal the answer now. I think majority of you have voted now. All right, it is 74%. That's an incredible number. Basically, almost 3/4 of people who come and open the TikTok platform do it in order to be entertained. And that's a pretty impressive number. But that is very important for us because we as an entertainment platform, we are fueled by creativity. And that's one of the reasons why one of our main categories is the greatest creative. So what are we looking for in terms of the greatest creative? Well, first up, we are looking for TikToks that are TikTok first and entertain. This means they are entertaining with content that seamlessly blends in your For You page. Secondly, we are looking at TikToks that leaned into our creative tools and partners. So this could be like TikTok Creative Exchange, our creative partner ecosystem, working with TikTok creators through TikTok Creator Marketplace, or maybe leveraging Creative Center to find your next insight for your engaging ads. Last but not least, we are an always sound on platform. So we are looking at how you capitalized on sound, how you leverage the power of sound, whether that is through a track from our commercial-free song library, or maybe creating something completely bespoke. We love it when brands are showing up on our platform and push the creative boundaries. But before you can push those boundaries, we need to define them as well. At TikTok, we call them creative codes, and both myself and Lottie will help you decode them in this session. So let's start. The first 2 are stimulation and sound. When it comes to the stimulation, we are talking about the editing techniques that you can use to capture our users' attention, because we are a very vibrant platform, a short-form platform where a lot of content is competing for your attention. So some of the techniques that you can use are, for example, text overlay, you can use emojis or different transitions. One of the most powerful technique that you can leverage is sound. And it's so powerful, it's actually a code on its own. When we talk about sound, we are looking at how you are using the sound. Are you using it strategically? Is it additive to the content? What does it do? To help us illustrate these 2 codes, we are going to have a look.
This is part 1 of turning Porsche's TikTok comment
at last year's greatest creative shortlist from Porsche. So let's play this again.
This is part 1 of turning Porsche's TikTok comments into raps. Oh my. So why did I follow Porsche TikTok for this? I don't even have a Porsche, bro. I'm not that rich. Nice car, but I should have spent the money on a stylist. When I hop out the ride, they throwing up in the cry. This content isn't good enough for the official Porsche page. I don't know what this one is. All the cars looking the same. You can park there, by the way. That's cool. I need some mileage. CCB and Porsche easily understood the assignment.
What a tune. I love it. And our jury loved this one as well. What they really appreciated was the fact that this was really unexpected, honest, and open coming from a brand like Porsche.
If you pay attention to the sound, you'll notice that they cleverly leveraged a TikTok creator, but also the TikTok comments. So they actually leveraged our TikTok community to find the lyrics for this ad, to communicate their brand. In terms of stimulation, they have overlaid the text on screen, and also they have screenshotted the comments that are lyrics at the same time to really bring the message home. The next two creative codes are structure and production. So think about structure as a story. You want to start your TikTok with a strong hook. You want to continue with a body, the middle bit, that rewards people for their attention. And you want to finish with a close that really sets an intention on what your audience should think, feel, and do next. In terms of the production, this is basically 101 of TikTok, right? If you nail any of those creative codes, make sure that it is production, because if you don't, your content might look out of the place when it comes to TikTok. Luckily, it's not too difficult. What you need to keep in mind is that we are a vertical platform, so make sure that you fill in the space wisely that you have, but don't overlap with the user interface. So I've got another great help here with Burberry's shortlist from last year. So let's see what they've done really well. I bet you didn't expect that ending, have you? And our jury really loved watching this TikTok because this was just such an entertaining one. And the reason why it was so entertaining is because they leveraged structure and storytelling so well. They have tapped into one of our established TikTok creators to create this amazing, entertaining TikTok on our platform that feels very native. So in terms of production, if you tap our creative partners, whether that's from TTCX, TikTok Creative Exchange, or our TikTok creators, you can be rest assured that this will be a content that will look very natively on our platform, seamlessly blending in, but not overlapping with the user experience, so UI. Next up, we've got Be TikTok First and Trends. So the last two codes that I'm going to cover. Be TikTok First is, I think, a no surprise to you. Ads that are created with TikTok in mind, and also ads that are adapted very well on our platform, are the most loved on TikTok. What this means is that they are visually really seamlessly blending in. They are vertical, they are lo-fi, and they are sound-on creatives that oftentimes feature people, whether that's creators, customers, or employees. In terms of the TikTok language, we are also seeing native editing techniques, videos that have a strong narrative, and adopt category or vertical norms. The last codes are TikTok trends. Whether you love them or hate them, trends are part of the culture and they are part of TikTok as well. Great thing about trends is that they have a natural hook and they also have a structural template that you can follow. So once you identify your trend on our platform, you can then play with it and see how it works for your brand. And of course, I have a help to illustrate these two codes as well, this time from last year's winner of the Greatest Creative, Tesco.
Audition to become the new voice of Tesco checkouts by
to do
duetting with
this.
me. So, why do you think you've got what it takes?
Because if you have a Tesco club card, please scan it now.
Interesting. And how would you say, please check my bagging area?
Please check my bagging area.
Great. And what noise do I make when you scan something? Could you do that again, please? Right. And now for the greatest honour of all. How would you say club card accepted?
Club card accepted.
Ah, no sweeter words were spoken.
Amazing. Love this ad. And our jury loved it too. They loved the fact that this allowed TikTok audience to be part of the campaign, because Tesco actually used a very native format on our platform, which is called Duet. So you can see the user and the brand on each side of the screen here. In terms of the trends, they have used the eyes and mouth filter, which was such a big trend. It's actually popular until this day. So well done, Tesco. And now that is the last slide from our greatest creative. I'm going to hand over to Lottie to talk about our next category.
Amazing. So before we jump into our next category, I wanted to ask our second poll question, which hopefully is coming up for you in just a second. So what do you think is the percentage of TikTok users who take an action after seeing content on TikTok? Is it 91%? Is it 87%? Or is it 68%? I can see the results coming through. We've got lots of votes on 87%, 68%, a couple on 91%. I'm afraid there's no prizes for actually getting this right, although we do have very exciting prizes for the Ad Awards, which we'll discuss later, so stay tuned. Right, okay, let's see what everyone said. And those who said 91%, you would be correct. So more than 9 in 10 of our users are taking an action after seeing content on TikTok. That's a pretty impressive performance stat, which leads us very nicely into our next category, the greatest performance. So, what are our greatest performance criteria for the greatest performance category? Number 1, showing impressive lower funnel results via metrics like ROAS, CPA, CPI, CVR, conversions, app installs. Secondly, measure and improve unique standout performance. So this would be potentially via comparison to your brand's own benchmarks or compared to other platforms. And thirdly, adopt a test and learn approach using insights to guide campaign and creative optimization and improve overall results. So Tui has taken you through the creative best practice basics, but when it comes to creating specifically for performance, what else do you need to know? Well, let me tell you. As Tui's already touched on, one of the foundational elements to think about when considering creative for TikTok is structure. Prioritizing structure ensures you are delivering true value to your user, so your content will be more engaging and more effective. But equally, it makes the process of actually creating the content easier for you if you can modularize it and sort of think about each step in sequence. So for performance, there are 3 key builds on the structure best practice. These are hook. So we're fighting against people's scrolling fingers, got to grab that attention. Secondly, product placement, including the product in a really additive way. So making the product the hero whilst also driving true value to that user. And thirdly, a clear CTA. So you've got that attention. Now it's time to extract that value back and get them to take the action that you want them to take. So let's start by looking at hooks. When we talk about hooks, there are 2 facets. The first is form, and there are 3 different types. Text. So text prompts that appear on your screen, like a text overlay, as I'm sure you've all seen, such as how to get glossy hair, or you need to go to the south of France for your 2024 girls' holiday. That's TikTok I'm going to make this week. Secondly is sound, a sonic hook to convey information. So something you say really clearly at the beginning of a video. This is often someone speaking directly to the camera. And thirdly, visual, a visual hook that's baked into the video. I'd say this is a bit more nuanced, a bit more insinuating. A visual prompt needs to make the subsequent action, the next action in the video, really clear. Now, text here is the most recommended because it's a really well-recognized prominent code on our platform. Sound is also really easy to understand, and visual, again, can be really incredible, just needs to be super clear. And then when we look at the function, so suspense, how can you drive that into anticipation? Ads that use suspense early in a story actually lead to a 16% increase in watch time. So suspense might be something like, how do I make the perfect how do you make the perfect dinner party cheesecake? So it's viewer-centric, how do you make? And for me, with something like that, there's a real sense of promise. So something that matters to me, and you're going to provide a solution. Obviously, cheesecake matters very much to me. Second is surprise. The best way to sort of describe this is almost like a clickbait title, something that really makes a statement, obviously, within, we want to keep it true. But singing surprise in your content hook can actually lead to a 1.7 times view through rate. And then thirdly, emotion. So opening up the video with a powerful emotion can actually lead to a 1.7 times lift in awareness. So emotionally relevant or relatable moment or problem that the user has that you can play upon. So let's look at our an example from last year, Lucky Trip, that was shortlisted and highly commended in the greatest performance category. Look out for the hook here.
We're about to go on holiday for less than a train ticket to London. A return ticket costs £197.
You're joking.
Scrap that, I've got a better idea. Your sunglasses are hanging out your pocket. Okay, what's the plan?
We're going to use Lucky Trip to decide where we go today. I've put our budget in. Are you ready to hit the lucky button?
Yeah, I'm feeling lucky.
Come on. We are going to Madeira in Portugal. We are staying at the Residencial Melba.
So I didn't want to play the whole video because it's really long, but as you can see, the hook at the beginning shows something really quite incredible and quite impressive, that they're going on holiday for less than a train ticket to London. And as you can see, they partner with creators, and the comments from the judges included a fantastic use of the TikTok community, really impressive results, and smart spending of a smaller media investment. And as you can see from the video, there's that viewer-centric hook, creator partnerships, voiceover. You can see the voiceover and text overlays that they used, which are really native to TikTok. Moving on to product. So the great thing about TikTok when featuring a product is that you have a value proposition with your content. If you're not driving value to your user, they probably won't watch it, right? But if you are driving value for your user, be that entertaining, educational, inspiring, then they're much more likely to watch the ad. This facilitates you to actually feature the product really heavily in the content. And this results in huge amounts of uplift and effectiveness. For example, 129% increase in purchase intent when the product is shown in use versus no demonstration, and a 128% increase in purchase intent when creators are unboxing products. So once again, let's take inspiration from last year's winners of the greatest performance category, Johnny's Chop Shop.
What's the difference between a paste, a wax and a pomade? The paste is water-based, great for reworkable styles with no stickiness. Gives a matte textured look like we can see here. The wax is oil-based, great at defining and shaping the hair. Gives a medium hold with some nice shine like we can see in this photo here. The pomade is again water-based. It's high shine and strong hold and is perfect for creating more authentic vintage styles like this one.
So as you can see here, the product placement feels really additive and compelling because they're solving a key problem for their clients, that they don't know the different use cases between hair care. Now, this campaign saw incredibly impressive results, 24 million campaign video views, a 52% uplift in brand awareness, and the best sales week that they'd had in 7 years of trading. And the comments from the judges were that this was super original and engaging content on how to use their product with a strong content strategy, again, with viewer-centric hook and a really great use of product placement.
What's the difference between...
Now, finally, let's talk about CTAs. So on TikTok, half of ads do not mention a CTA, but 80% of the top conversion-focused campaigns did feature a CTA. And we see a 208% uplift in purchase intent when an ad features a strong CTA. So, finishing with a flourish is pretty important. Once you've invested that value into your user, you've made the content really engaging, your structure's brilliant, you have the benefit of being able to extract that investment back. So you make sure that you don't lose out on this opportunity and ensure it features really clear signposts to do that. You'd be really surprised how many ads don't include a CTA and how much uplift that can actually bring. So let's play this wonderfully bizarre ad from the University of Greenwich, which again was shortlisted last year for greatest performance, which actually incorporates one of my favorite sort of unexplainably odd TikTok trends involving this character named Horace.
Path, you've signed up to priority clearing, and now you're going to University of Greenwich.
I wish I could do like a show of hands on a webinar to see who's really confused by Horace and who actually has seen Horace before. But anyway, this is obviously quite a surprising, quite an odd TikTok trend. And the comments were exactly that from the judges. Really surprising for a uni, very TikTok, really engaging with their target audience. Had some of the best ROI figures in the category, and really shows the effectiveness of the platform when compared to search, because their results were, so they had 4.3 million impressions and a 64% lower CPA when compared to search. So this actually was, University of Greenwich was actually a small business entry last year, which really leads us nicely into our new category for this year, Greatest Small Business. So it's really exciting that small businesses have a dedicated category to honour our wonderful SMBs on the platform and everything, all the great things that they're doing. So a bit of a breakdown of the criteria for the Greatest Small Business category. So pushing the boundaries of creativity with TikTok First Creative, with TikTok ads that uniquely showcase your small business and feel truly native to the platform. Secondly, demonstrating impressive results, of course, by providing tangible evidence of campaign effectiveness and using key performance indicators compared to TikTok benchmarks or results achieved on other platforms. And thirdly, using TikTok to achieve wider business objectives and showcasing that unique impact of TikTok on the business's real-world success.
Oh, what was that, Lottie? Was that a goat? I think it was, because the greatest of all time award has just entered the room with us. However, you yourself don't need to enter for this category, because if you enter to any other previous categories like the greatest creative, greatest performance, or greatest small business, you are automatically entered into the GOAT award. So Rob has already mentioned that this award last year was won by Channel 4, and I am sure that many of you have seen this ad because it had an amazing reach. But we are gonna see it again now so that you can see actually what they have done so well and what did the jury say.
Tell me you're different without telling me you're different.
Amazing. So Channel 4 have launched a branded hashtag challenge, which is now succeeded by a similar ad format called Branded Mission, to actually bring to life their message of fostering diverse voices to life on TikTok. They have worked with our diverse TikTok creators. They have utilized a custom sound and also branded effect to not only make it entertaining for people to enter, but actually really easy for them to join in the fun. And what did our jury say? Let's have a
Tell me you're different without.
They said really powerful work and delivered great reach, demonstrates excellent understanding of TikTok users and how TikTok can be leveraged during a wider campaign. Rather than simply mirroring or mimicking platform codes, they used them as a stage to build on, creating TikToks that were truly ownable as well as truly native. So, you have learned about our categories now, and I bet you are now asking, what's in it for me? Well, besides the fact that you can actually win a physical trophy that you can take home and show off in your offices, you actually will get a digital TikTok badge that you can share on your socials, you can add into your client decks. We will also have paid media partnerships where we are going to celebrate all of our winners. You can bag up to $50,000 in ad credits to spend on our platform. And the winner of our GOAT Award in the UK will be flown to our European Grand Prix to compete with GOATs from other European countries. Now, all of the entries will be judged by our esteemed jury comprised of industry leaders that many of you will recognize. And if you would like to learn more about our jury, feel free to head to our website, tiktok@awardseurope.com. We think this jury is absolutely perfect, but your entry does not need to be a perfection. That's not what we are looking for. You don't have to take every single of the creative codes that we touched on today. Maybe try to do it next year, but this year, just show us your best campaign and how you harness the power of TikTok to drive incredible results. So with that, what do we do next, Lottie? What do we need to know?
So the entry process is really simple. You can scan the QR code now, which takes you to our TikTok @awardseurope.com website. The submission process is really simple. It just requires some details, including campaign start and end date. Obviously, we want to see the results. We want to know what ad solutions you use, a description of the campaign, a quote about the campaign, and if it's performance, what the measurement and optimization was, and of course, links to the videos. Now, some key dates. Firstly, actually, what's changed? So we have the new category, the greatest small business, as discussed. We have a new simplified submission process, and of course, a new jury that you've just seen. And then on to the key dates. So the entry submission deadline is the 27th of September. So I think you have 15 days, if I'm doing the maths correctly. The UK awards ceremony is on the 1st of November, and that's at Protein Studios in Shoreditch. And our grand prize, our European Grand Prix ceremony, which is an all expenses paid secret location, up against winners from other markets in Europe, is on the 30th of November 2023. And please do reach out to your TikTok rep if you have one, or visit our awards website, which either you can scan the QR code now, or have a look at our website for any of the FAQs. But other than that, best of luck.
Good luck. You got this. Thanks so much for tuning in today, this morning, and we look forward to seeing your award entries. Bye.